Hi, everybody. Before we get to another great interview, please help me out by subscribing. Really would appreciate that. Now let's get to that interview. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. I'm super excited today. I've got actor, musician Tray Chaney with me. So welcome, Tray.
Thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate this, Mike.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I've been such a fan of yours since The Wire.
Wow.
When you were what, like 7 years old or something on that show?
Yeah, man. That was 20 years ago. I wasn't even 21 yet. Like I was just getting ready to turn 21. And now we looking at 20 years later. Been in the business for 25 plus years.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I know. It's amazing for me to say that. A lot of people, this is a tough industry, but I've always been, since a kid, starting off as a dancer, hip hop artist, I've always had something with being in this business. I always knew how to move and shake. You know what I'm saying?
Did the dancing help you land that role?
Yeah, well, I was discovered in DC. I'm originally from Forestville, Maryland, Washington, DC. And I did a talent show in 1999, actually. That was the year that I graduated high school. And I had won first place. But when the lady came up and she said, her name is Linda Townsend. She's a talent agent out of DMV. Yeah. And when she seen that I had won, she said, I don't specialize in submitting dancers or rappers. I feel that you can pull off being a great actor. She said, because you don't have any, stage fright. You got a lot of stage presence. Yeah. And she was the one that kind of planted that on me, but at the same time, I took drama in high school. I mean, I knew I always wanted to eventually be an actor, but at the same time, my focus was just, music and dance. But once I met with her after I had won that talent show, she said, I'm going to submit you for a project. And the project was a pilot called The Wire. And it was, HBO.
Well, that small thing.
Right. And she was like, I'm going to give you a monologue. I was always good at remembering monologues or lines because I'm a writer. So, man, I just remember like yesterday, she submitted me for The Wire, and I initially read for Weebay. Yeah,
really?
I read for Weebay with Pat Moran, who was the casting director out of Baltimore. And I just remember going in there, floating through the monologue. But I didn't know I was very like green to everything. I didn't know what a slate was. I didn't know, how I was supposed to profile, position, and do all of that stuff that you do when you audition. But Pat Moran, man, she doesn't know this, but she was thickening my skin. I was building tough skin because she ain't no joke.
Well, that's good though. You needed that probably starting out.
Most definitely. Yeah, I went in there, man, and I worked day, and then 3 weeks later, I get a call back. For anybody that's watching it don't know what a callback is. It doesn't necessarily mean that you booked the role, but it just means that the producers and the directors want to see you because they might be possibly considering you. Right. And I go in, and David Simon is there. Ed Burns, Robert Cosbury, rest in peace to him, who actually came up with the name Poot. And Clark Johnson, who was the director, and I went in there and I read for them. And I remember stumbling over some words, and I was just honest. I was very honest and transparent with them. And I told them, I need to, can I redo it? Because I feel like I did a bad job, when I stumbled over the words. And they were like, yeah, but this time just get it right. I was like, all right. So, I went in there, man, and I've read that monologue. And 3 weeks later, I want to say it was 2001 of October, I was getting a call. My agent, Linda Townsend, she called. She said, you didn't book the role of Weebay, but you booked this role, Malik Poot Carr. I was only initially
Amazing.
supposed to do the first and second episode of the first season that end up lasting for 5 seasons. And I become this big recurring character. And now I'm talking to you 20 years later. We still talking about.
I know it's well, you know, a lot of people say The Wire best show ever.
Yeah, the most groundbreaking, critically acclaimed show ever. I mean, the way David Simon and the whole entire team, how they connect law enforcement, the streets, politics, media, education, how he's able to do that. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, 20 years later, even being on We Own This City, playing a cop, it's like, he did it again. He just doesn't miss. And I'm just glad that I'm a part of that history of him, David Simon, not missing, because he's
must-watch TV when he does something.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it really is. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just happy to be a part of, you know, his history. You know, I'm a part of all of that, you know, so it's a great thing. Great thing. I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's so terrific. Let me ask you this before we talk about the new stuff with that. So it's been 20 years. If you put yourself back, you're Poot again. What do you think he's up to 20 years later?
Probably he might have left from being a manager at Foot Locker, right? And he's doing exactly what he's doing now, which is being this cop with a whole different identity, Gordon Hawk, you know. So
that'd be that'd be amazing.
I know, right? And that's what everybody thinks We Own This City is about. They're like, Poot goes from being a manager at Foot Locker to being a police officer now. And I'm like, that has nothing to do with Poot.
They're not related.
Right. Yeah.
So you go from having this unique, cool name on The Wire to now you're Gordon Hawk, which is like the coolest police name ever. Yeah, man. This Gordon Hawk character is, you know, police officer on the Harford County Narcotics Task Force. And my role is just to solve the drug overdose cases, get the drugs off the street. And I'm the assistant to David McDougal, you know, Officer my partner. These characters are real life characters. This is based off true events. So it was very heavy, you know, it's a heavy subject matter. It was a lot just that happened, you know, years ago in the city of Baltimore with this Baltimore Police Department Gun Trace Task Force. And when you think about police officers who are supposed to be protecting the citizens, protecting the community, solving cases, treating people with respect, these guys were doing the total opposite. You know, anything you could think of, extortion, corruption, you know, committing robberies, I mean, planting drugs on the citizens, mass incarceration, the whole nine. This is what this show is about. But like I said, my character, Gordon Hawk, him and his partner, David McDougal, we're kind of like the probe that sets the Gun Trace Task Force in motion, you know, sort of like cracking the case in the beginning stages. Okay. And folks that seen, you know, me putting a tracker under the van and then discovering it was another tracker, it's like, okay, these police officers, they got a tracker on the same drug with tracker, but they got a whole different motive. They want to rob them, you know? So it was just, it was a huge reunion as well. You know, when we shot in Baltimore 20 years later, same corner, you know, that we shot The Wire on, but seeing, you know, people like Jamie Hector, who plays Sean Suter, he plays a cop. Delaney Williams, you know, who plays the commissioner. I'm like, seeing all my friends that we still keep in contact with, for all of us to still be in this business 20 years later, you know, because that's what HBO is promoting. They got pictures of us when we were 20 to now, you know, so it's like, man, that's not right.
Right. It definitely didn't miss with that one, man. And I'm just, you know, for this thing to be having 94, 95% on Rotten Tomatoes and I'm getting calls from London, England. I'm
Wow.
all over the world. People are just tuning in to this show. And man, it's a blessing to still be here and to still talk about my career and what I've been doing.
Yeah, that's so amazing. And yeah, this show's exciting. I've been looking forward to this one for a long time. So
Yeah.
is it more of a like a limited series, or is it an actual like ongoing series?
Yeah, it's a limited series. So, you know, the world is only getting 6 episodes because that's the story. They're giving you the whole full story. And, you know, this limited series is not, from what my understanding is, it's not coming back, but who knows?
That's right. I mean, that's right. We might get some more Gordon Hawk at some point.
Yeah, with the rave reviews that this is receiving all over the world, it's amazing. You know, when you're actually in it, when you're shooting, you don't know how things are going to turn out once it's out there to the people. But like you said, David Simon it's a must watch. You know, George Pelicanos, you got Nina Noble, Ed Burns, the whole Wire team from 20 years ago. But then bring in Renato Marcus Green, who's the director of King Richard, and he directed all 6 episodes. And it's like, you bring him in and he has an eye for this type of stuff. And man, it's an incredible show. And like I said, connecting those streets with the law enforcement and how everything unfolds, because, you know, that's what stories are supposed to do in television and film. We got to watch them unfold, you know?
That's exactly right. So what night does it air on?
Monday nights, 9 p.m. But the first 2 episodes are on HBO Max right now.
Yeah. We watched the first one, but then my wife headed out to LA, so I'm like, I guess I got to wait for her to come back to watch the second one.
My wife is. I got to wait for her to watch shows. Yeah.
But the first one was amazing.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. So good.
I had
so
fun. Good. All of that was choreographed. Me sliding under the van and all of that. My back was aching for like a good.
I was gonna say, how many takes did that one take?
Oh man, that was like 50 takes, and they had to get it from different angles. I mean, even with, you know, I got to really thank Dre Severino. He was the detective, real live detective that had experienced everything that the cops were experiencing years ago, and he was on set with us. He was the consultant for the majority of the police officers, but he really was with me a lot. You know, every day I said, Trey, this is how, you know, they wore the badge. This is how they wore the gun. This is how they talk. This is how they walk. I mean, but, you know, for me, it wasn't just about, you know, acting on a major project. It was more educational, you know, because I was able to learn a lot that I didn't know about not just the story, but just the way the police officers, the movements. And then every single scene that I was in was a lesson learned. Like even the way I held up the trackers, on which side to hold it on. You know, it was detailed information that I was just happy to be a part of that and learn while I was having fun, you know, as an actor portraying Gordon Hawk. So it was more, it was educational, man. And to see it all play out, like when me and my wife went to the premiere in Baltimore, then I went to the premiere in New York, and just to, you know, see it play out on the big screen, I was like, okay, we got something.
Yeah,
we got something here.
Yeah, that's so great. And it was a joyous occasion when I saw that this was coming out, because I was like, it's been a while since he's done anything, and we're like, we need something new.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Yeah.
He comes out.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. You know, and this is a shame on me, because I knew that you were a dancer growing up, and I've always loved your acting. I didn't realize that you rapped. I've been listening to some of your rap music. You're really talented.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You know, well, the dancing, you know, that eventually led into me rapping, because just, you know, still have relationships with Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, Slick
Yeah.
Rick, Snoop Dogg. You know, these guys really, you know, took me under their wing when it came to music, and they took me serious as an artist. They put me on the road with them. I've opened up for these guys several times on their tours, and I just feel, you know, I'm not trying to sound like anybody else. I write these records and I write them from a real place. And, you know, when I put these videos out, I shot over 25 videos independently out of my own pocket. So it's like,
and they're really good, by the way.
Thanks, man.
You know, I grew up with, you know, I was the MTV generation, so I like the videos. They're well done.
That's a cool thing too, because I remember, you know, in the beginning when I was really taking, you know, my career serious and rap, just starting out in 2012, you know, shooting videos and getting them to outlets like BT, MTV, Revolt one was hard in the beginning. They wasn't accepting them. But now every video I put out, MTV's calling me, BT is calling me. They're airing my videos. And I'm like, man, it That's just awesome. Goes to show that I just, you know, I never gave up, and I just kept pursuing it. And I'm not in competition with nobody. I'm competing with myself. I'm trying to better myself every day, you know, whether it's music, television, or film.
Yeah, I think that's so terrific. How do you keep from getting tongue-tied?
Well, repetitive rehearsing. Yeah, I gotta rehearse all the time. I'm really like, I hate to be embarrassed. So I gotta rehearse a lot. I mean, even when it comes to acting, you know, most of the times, you know, when I'm in there with directors, they want to do 3 or 4 takes and that's it, you know, especially when you got some dialogue. But as far as writing my music, man, it's rehearsal. I'm focused when it's time to be focused, and I'm dedicated to the craft. I'm committed, you know. So when it's time to really lock in and say, okay, I got a big show coming up with whatever artist, Snoop, Daddy Kane, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's time to lock in.
Time to practice.
Yeah,
time to get it together. So that's not the only thing you got going on. What's the other project that you got coming out in a few days?
Man, we need to talk, man. This is going to be huge, man. Todd Wolf is my brother. You know, me and Todd, we met each other back in 2010 when we shot Streets, the movie me of. Todd was a producer, you know, and you know, me and Todd, we just hit it off when we met. He's such a nice guy. And I kept in contact with him all of these years. You know, I always keep in contact with my film friends, my directors, writers.
Yeah.
And when he approached me about we need to talk, he said, Trey, I got this project and it's something totally different from what I've seen you play. And when he said that, he was like, it's about a video gamer, a very popular video gamer who's trying to, you know, balance his career with his real personal life. And the story made a lot of sense. When I read the script, I was like, and this was before I was cast for Tango Unchained. I just read the script. I said, man, this is, you know, the first word that came to my mind when I read We Need to Talk was balance. And when I say balance, juggling your real life career, your full-fledged career that you're doing every day,
right?
But not getting so wrapped and caught up in that until you start, you know, you fail to be around family and friends. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
So when I read it, I said, this is about balance. This guy is trying to figure out how he can balance his relationship with his personal life and his full-fledged huge career. And when I read the script and Todd said, man, Tango Unchained is you. You know, this guy lives with his mother. He's always in that one room playing the video games, but just talking a lot of trash to the different, you know, gamers that's on the game with them. A lot of people, a lot of YouTubers are really, you know, reaching out to us now who haven't even seen the movie yet, that's excited to see it. Because just from the trailer, you know, James Maslow playing Scott, it's going to be very interesting to see all of the gamers' lives intersect. Everybody has their own personal thing going on, but we're all like family when it comes to these games, you know. And my son plays video games. I was never big in the video game world. I'm telling you, man, spending days down there in Philly shooting We Need to Talk was crazy. Again, another learning experience, another lesson in just video games and how they play and you know how the whole process just comes about.
I know it's amazing to me that it's becoming almost a sport. You know, like that's an actual job. Video games.
People are making a lot of money. It's a lot of, you know, and I mean, just from all of the endorsements that come with this stuff. And I mean, even right now with us being on the press tour for it, Todd is already like sending us emails saying, hey, we might have to show up in this city, this state, and we might got to play against a team. I mean, it's a whole press surrounding it. And I'm like, it's an untapped market. Cause I haven't really, if it is a movie out there, I haven't seen it quite yet, but Todd,
I've never seen one like that.
Yeah, Todd is he hit something. He hit something with this one because We Need to Talk. Like I said, and then it's a powerful story. And I was just talking to him today while we were, you know, doing press with some other outlets. I said, we're not just doing this movie to be comedians, even though it's a dramedy. It's a comedy, romantic. But even my lines, I'm not saying them to be funny. It just comes off as funny, and that's good. You know, when he's a writer, so it's like, man, I'm excited. I had a chance to see the preview of it, and I was blown away how that came together. Because even shooting it as an actor, you always want to make sure that the directors and writers are satisfied with your performance. And I remember that, and I was asking him so many questions like, man, how did this sound? How am I going to look when I say this or do this? And it came together. Everybody did an incredible job.
Yeah, that's amazing. And from what I understand, you actually had some real gamers making appearances in the movie.
Oh yeah, a lot of them. You know, a lot of real gamers, man. That I'm happy that they were there to coach us as well. You know, a lot of them. You know how we spoke and how, you know, your certain movements on playing the video game. Because, you know, when you're looking at a blank screen, you got to kind of like put that in your mind as an actor. Okay, this is what the person might be doing. All of my stuff was choreographed, man. all of it, you know, and I was just glad to have, you know, real true video gamers on there who knew what they were doing.
Right.
So they could make me look like I knew what I was doing.
You didn't pick up any skills and bring them home and impress the kids?
Not yet. I'm letting my son stick to the video gaming, man. I mean, eventually I know I'm gonna have to really learn, especially when we talking about going on this tour. Playing again.
It sounds like you're gonna have to play.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I'm game. I'm game for it. It's nothing that I can't do, you know.
Yeah, I always tell the kids I don't have a clue how to play any of those games they're playing now. But if you want to hand me an Atari joystick, watch out.
See, that's different. That's different for me. That was me back in the day, the Sega Genesis and all of that. And still, you know what? I'm sticking to the rapping and the dancing and
You weren't a Tecmo Bowl player?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
most definitely.
Yeah, Bo Jackson on Tecmo Bowl, probably the most unbeatable player. I mean, you couldn't. If you were playing somebody that knew how to use him, you were done. You couldn't beat him.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, all my cousins, man, and friends, and to this day, man, they still are just, you could catch them right now in the house playing video games. I mean, it takes up, and that was another point in the movie that I'm glad that Ty like really brought out. You know, you could spend hours all day on the game, and you could just lose focus of everything else going on around you. And it shows how, you know, certain characters in the film, how they could almost lose relationships, you know, by just being consumed with a video game. It's that powerful. And like I said, I've never seen a movie done like this before. And that's why I'm so excited and happy, you know, that it's coming out this weekend. You know, this weekend is the virtual premiere, which is on May 12th.
Yep.
And for that, we need to talk movie.com. And then we got the full red carpet premiere Friday, in Philly.
That's exciting.
So we got, the whole city of Philly, man. Philly has always been like a second home to me, coming up. I was always coming to Philly to, do premiere parties for The Wire and Streets and some of the other projects I was involved in. So to be going back to Philly and seeing all of the people that I came up with coming to our premiere, it's going to be nice.
Yeah, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to watch it because, gaming, that kind of fits with our nerdy type of program. So I think we're going to watch it in studio and just invite a bunch of people. We can hold about 20 in the studio. So we're going to watch it here, I think.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that should be fun because I don't think there has been, because it's not just a comedy. It's actually showing the difficulty in being a full-time gamer and actually having any other type of life outside of the game.
And that's what I appreciated about the script. That's what made me jump the script. I said, this is not just a video game movie. This is, people are going to walk away with like, man, it's certain scene. I mean, and then James Maslow he's an amazing actor.
He's really good.
Big Time Rush and Nickelodeon. Now I'm working with the guy. He's an amazing guy.
Yeah, that's terrific. Well, Trey, thank you so much for taking a little time with me to talk about these, because these are two of the things I'm most excited about. I think they're just, I can't believe you got to be in both of them.
Yeah, man, both. I'm doing everything. I'm happy people trust me. They trust me that much to say, hey, okay, you go from playing a drug dealer. All right, now it's time to play a cop. Oh, now it's time to play a big video YouTube gamer. Hey, you know what, man? I'm here for it all. Next, it's so funny because I was joking with David Simon on set of We Own the City, and he said, man, next I'm gonna have you play a doctor. And
there we go.
Joking, but usually when he jokes, his jokes turn into reality.
That's right.
Come on, David, let me do this, man. Especially if it has his name written on it. I'm ready.
Oh yeah, you got to do that. So Trey, a couple things before you go. I don't know where you'd find the time, but anything else you got going on that we can keep an eye out for?
Well, Undeniable, the Tray Chaney story documentary, chapter 1. It's my documentary. It's on Tubi right now, and it shows. It shows how I got on The Wire, but in between, once The Wire ended, I had to rebrand myself. I got out on the streets of Washington, D.C., which is where I'm from, sold my own merchandise out the trunk of my car. It has footage of me in the Walmart parking lot, Target parking, like just hustling, trying to sell my merch. I was flat broke, and it's a story about never giving up on your dream. And I put this together. I got some amazing testimonials from Big Daddy Kane, Clifton Powell, Vanessa Bell Calloway, Kenny Lattimore, my friends from The Wire, JD Williams and Anwan Big G Glove. And it's really a story about, staying committed to the craft. Yeah, we're going to go through hard times, but it shows how I overcame, and Undeniable, the Tray Chaney story is out on Tubi. I just dropped another independent project called Six Hearts, One Beat. And that's about, me. It's a film. I play this character named Devarius White, and I fall in love with this woman with 4 kids. And that's another beautiful story, know, and all of these are independent projects. I put them on Tubi. Tubi is an outlet that's free and people can go watch it, Are
you shooting those yourself, or do you have somebody else doing the shooting for you?
Well, I got my crew, I got my own company, Change Entertainment. And yeah, that's my company. And, for certain projects, you got this person over here, director of photography. You got the director that comes in. You got the guys that own the cameras. I mean, we just collectively come together and we put these projects together, man, with our own budgets. And we say, you know what, we're not just going to go the regular route trying to get a network to pick it up, even though we do submit to networks. But you and I know networks take a long time.
That's right. Sometimes, they do.
Sometimes they might not even pick your stuff up. But like I said, with the different outlets like, Tubi, Amazon Prime, and different outlets, we can actually do this ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, good for you. Maybe you could come and do my biography.
Yeah, man, most definitely. Anything you need.
So, okay, Trey. So, last thing before we wrap up, where can we find you on social media?
Man, please follow me on Instagram. It's Tray Chaney Vision. That's TrayChaney and VISION. And then hit me up on Twitter at Tray Chaney, TrayChaney. And then you got Facebook. I go under Tray Poot Chaney. The Poot is for my Wire fans.
Of course.
Then I page Tray Chaney. And yeah, man, my website is ChaneyWay.com. I sell all my merchandise on my website now. And I got a book out, and I'm just pushing, man. Every day.
It's amazing. I don't know how you're so busy.
I'm busy, but like I said about We Need to Talk, the movie, I do understand balance. I know how to balance my wife, my kids, my granddaughter, and then boom, career. It's time to get that going. And it's just a balance that I've been able to adjust to,
Yeah. Yeah. So see, I'm a grandfather too. I go by Pawpaw. So what's your name that you go by?
I go by Pop Pop.
Oh, see, all of the kids have called me Pop Pop before they could say Pawpaw. Yeah. It's like they started with Pop Pop, which I thought was awesome. I was like, yeah, let's keep that. But then eventually it evolved into Pawpaw, which that's fine.
Yeah. It's all good.
It's all good. All right. Hold on, Trey, 1 second. How much fun was that, Tray Chaney? I'm so excited to have him back working with David Simon again. His work on The Wire, Trey's, amazing. I thought he was so good on that show. So the new show is We Own This City. He plays a police officer, Gordon Hawk, that's out now. First 2 episodes are out now on HBO Max. So check that out. And then don't forget to miss or not to miss We Have to Talk, which comes out this weekend. And if you're a gamer, it sounds like it's a must watch. I can't wait for that one either. So that was so much fun getting to talk to Tray, and he is not just talented actor, but a really talented rapper. So you should definitely check out his work. And it's amazing. He has his own company. He's making his own films and biographies. He's written a book. That guy is out there working all the time. It's just amazing. So I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. If you haven't done so yet, you can help us out if you would give us a subscription on our YouTube channel, Meisterkhan Pod. I hope you'll consider that. It's free. If you enjoyed this interview, there's hundreds more that you can find on our YouTube channel. So check that out. You can find all of our videos and the audio on our website, meisterkhan.com. There's a terrific, funny, geeky blog that Brett writes. It's terrific. The new one we're getting ready to post is his take on the Doctor Strange movie. If we're doing anything in studio, like watching this new movie from Tray, that'll be on the website. If we're going on location, if we're covering a convention, all that will be on the website, meisterkhan.com. So please check that out. And thank you guys so much for choosing us again this week. Definitely don't take that for granted. Until next time, bye, everybody.